Well, it's Willie here again with Team Wildcard Fishing. Thought maybe we could do another video, but before we get into video, I want to thank everybody from subscribing and watching our videos, liking them, commenting. Keep it up. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you don't want to see. I mean, anybody can just comment on our videos and just let us know what you think. I'm gonna do a rod arsenal video today, and I want to get Chris out here, my buddy. I want him to come out here, and I want him to do his, but he doesn't live around here, and he usually only comes up on the weekends. So we're gonna try to get him to do one. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and take care of my stuff, and we'll get started. My first rod I want to talk about is my jig and baits rod. This is a Mojo Bass Rod. Made by St. Croix. Check them out. You'll see that I have a bunch of these. I love them. Trying to kind of phase out everything, and that's what I want to kind of go with from now on. But this is a 7-1 medium heavy, 3/8 to 1 ounce. It'll hold, and it's a good rod. I like to throw my 3/8 half-ounce jigs on here. I'll throw like the Yamamoto double tail hula grubs, stuff like that. If you look on their website, they'll kind of tell you some of the other stuff that it's kind of made for. But this is, I feel like this is kind of a general rod, but it's made more for jigs and maybe heavy worms, stuff like that. But really like this rod. This is one of the new Mojos that just came out this year. Been looking to get one, and this is the first one I got. Most of my other Mojos are the older models, but they're still great. I got this paired with a Lew's Speed Spool Tournament MG, and this is actually a discontinued reel. They came out with the new ones now that are the Tournament MB, and that's the LFS models, and good reels. I have no complaints about these reels. It's a 7:1 gear ratio. I got it 15, 20, or 20 pound test. This looks like 15 here, and I use that Berkeley Trilene Big Game. It's cheap line, but it's not super cheap. It's this is a nice little setup here. This is what I throw all that flipping stuff on. If I decide to get something like a punching setup or something, I'm gonna have to get something a little bit bigger. But for right now, that's kind of what I use for my flipping stuff. This one right here is my top water rod. You see, I don't really have a top water on right now. Some of my rods pulling double duty certain times of the year. I haven't really been throwing top water a lot this year so far. But this is when I'm going to throw spooks, poppers. I throw sometimes like badonkadonk, stuff like that. I throw a lot of devil horses, stuff like that. So this is what I'm going to throw that on. And this is a 6/8 medium extra fast. And this will hold from a 1/4 ounce up to a 5/8 ounce lure. And it's a good rod. I mean, you can see it's got, I don't know if you can see it, it's got a lot of tip bounce in it. But it's a strong backbone. I mean, I've caught a few fish on this one on the top water. I mean, I haven't had all these Mojo Bass rods a real long time. But just kind of getting them dialed in, making sure I got the right reel paired with them and everything. And this one's that same thing. I got that Tournament MG, the 7:1 I really like one that's I want a reel that's gonna pick up slack fast. If I'm especially if I'm walking the dog, something like that. But got a soft tip so the fish can eat it, and I can load up on it. So it's a good setup. And then I got 15-pound big game on this as well. But that's that rod. Alright, this right here is another Mojo Bass Rod. So that's 3 in a row. This is a 7-foot medium with fast action, and this is the Plastics model. This is a good all-around rod. It's a medium, but it's not like most rods. When you think medium, you think, man, that's a light rod. But like the Mojo Bass ones, I say they run a little heavier than what they say. So, I mean, a medium heavy might be a little bit closer to a heavy, You know, a medium might be closer to a medium heavy. But this is what I mean. I throw things like spinner baits on this. I mean, it's like buzz baits, that kind of stuff. This is a this will hold up to a 5/8 ounce lure, but I mean it's a lot stronger than it kind of puts out to be, I think. So I'll throw some stuff on here. It does got a little bit more tip than say my spinnerbait rod, but it's a good setup. And like I said, if I'm not throwing, like if I go out there and I need 2 spinnerbaits on there, I'm gonna tie one on my spinnerbait rod. I'm gonna tie one on this rod, and you can see now I've been throwing chatterbait on there. It's a good setup. And this one is the Lew's Speed Spool SS1H. This is the original Speed Spools. They're discontinued. They've been replaced by the Speed Spool LFS series. But this is a 6:4 gear ratio. It's a good all-around rod, so this isn't just super technique specific for me. I can kind of throw a bunch of different things. Say I wanted to throw Senko on here. If I wanted to, you know, if I need another top water rod, I could throw this, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, and that's, like I said, that's 15-pound. Big game on this as well. This is Mojo Bass. This is my cranking setup right here. This is a Mojo Bass. This is a glass rod. This is fiberglass rod, and this is my go-to cranking setup. This is the Target cranker, and it's let's see, this is a 610 medium power, moderate action, and then well, a 1/4 ounce up to a 3/4 ounce bait. Like if you're throwing big, deep diving 20-foot plus crankbaits, you know, maybe this isn't the rod. I don't do that a lot. If I decide to, I'm gonna have to, you know, get me a bigger rod and all. But for square bills and, you know, most crankbaits, this is a good little rod. I like the nice soft tip on it, you know, being a glass rod. You know, it lets the fish kind of, so you don't rip it out of his mouth, that kind of thing. And I got that paired up with what I think is the perfect reel. Now, I've never thrown a BB1, and they say like that's one of the ultimate cranking reels. But this is the Lew's Speed Spool SS1S, and it's made, you know, for cranking. It's got a big oversized handle. It's got a deep spool, you know. It's a 5:4 gear ratio, and this is my go-to cranking setup. And I don't, you know, like if I'm throwing square bills and stuff, it's great for that, and it's great for bigger baits too. Alright, this right here is my Mojo Bass spinnerbait rod. So this would be kind of what your normal person would consider their all-around rod. I throw my spinnerbait on there. I kind of like a lighter rod. I mean, they're nice and light. This one is a 7-foot medium heavy fast action 3/8 up to an ounce, and like I said, that's what I throw all my spinnerbaits on right now. And you know, I do use another rod, like if I've got 2 spinnerbaits at the same time, kind of thing. But I don't have 2 of these, so you kind of, like I said, some of them got to pull double duty. Good setup, good rod. Running it on a Speed Spool SS1H. This is that original Speed Spool, kind of like I had on the Plastics Rod. And 15-pound test on there. The big game. Good reel, good rod. No complaints here on that. Alright, this one right here. This one's a little bit different. Now this rod, I might end up replacing it, but it's been a good rod. I can't complain about it. I got this rod super cheap. This was a Wright and McGill Rick Clunn jerkbait rod. It's a S-glass rod, so this is another glass rod. This is, I'll throw, like, if I'm running 2 crankbaits, I'll have my crankbait rod, and then I'll have this one where I can pick it up. I broke the tip off of it, but I fixed it, so it's like 6'3" now. It's been a good rod. They're well made. before I got my Mojo Bass rods, I was thinking about getting some Skeet Reese rods, and I never did. And I'm not gonna say I'm glad, but the Mojos have paid off for me. I really like them, and that's probably what I'm gonna stick with. This rod right here is 6'6", medium heavy, and like I said, it's now 6'3", and that's a whole nother story. I don't even want to talk about what happened that day when I broke this rod, but it was a 1/4 ounce up to 3/4 ounce, and like I said, it's perfect. You know, short, accurate for casting these little square bills, and it's got that soft tip, so you don't jerk the bait out the fish's mouth. And I don't throw a lot of jerk baits. It might be a perfect rod for jerk bait. I mean, that's what the techniques specific was made for, but I haven't thrown them a whole lot. You know, like anybody else, I've got some things I need to kind of pick up and, you know, just go out there and try. But I got this paired up. This is the Speed Spool Tournament Pro. Now this is a top of the line, one of the top of the line reels from Lew's. This is I bought this one used from a guy off Craigslist. It's got carbon fiber handle on it. I mean, it's got the multi-setting brake where it's got the mag brakes on the side and the centrifugal brake on the inside. Great reel. This is a rod that doesn't get a whole lot of use right now, and I probably don't do it justice like I should. But and I'm running 12-pound big game on this, so this is a decent setup. And I also can use that one for. I can also use that one for top water. I used to use it for top water before I got my top water rod, so it can kind of pull some double duty too. This rod right here, I can't say it's my most important, but it's my most used rod, and I love this rod. This is my Mojo Bass Wacky Style spinning rod, and it's 6'8" medium power, extra fast action, from 3/16 to 5/8 ounce, and this is what I run on this thing all the time, is this Wacky Cinco, and I always seem to do well with this. You know, if you were to grab this rod and you feel it, you're like, man, you know that wouldn't handle a 2-pound bass, but it's a strong rod to be light, and I mean, it's powerful. I run this Fluger President on here, and for the money, I don't know if you could get me to buy another reel other than these Fluger Presidents for spinning reels. As you can see before, I'm a Lew's man when it comes to spinning. I mean, bait casting reels. Love my Lew's stuff, but I got rid of my Lew's spinning reel, and I've been throwing these Flugers, and just you can't beat them. You can't beat them at all. The Fluger has got 10 bearings, and it's I run this 12-pound, but this is about the only rod I don't. Well, I got 2 rods that I don't run that big game on. This is Berkeley Transoptic, where it's kind of gold. So, like if you're sight fishing, you can kind of see your line move, that kind of stuff. But it's supposed to be clear underneath the water, and yeah, I mean, this is a great setup. This, no matter what I leave, I might leave 1 or 2 rods every time I go fishing. This is always in the boat. I'm throwing this every time. And I run it like, I don't know if I said it, it's 12-pound test on here, and I feel like that's a decent size without being too big, and I don't know, just love this setup right here. Alright, my last one is, this is kind of my, you know, if I want to throw a shaky head or a drop shot. This used to be my Cinco rod before I swapped over. This is a Veritas, and I'm gonna use this probably as my drop shot rod unless I get another one. I'm gonna see how it works. I actually was trying to sell this rod, and but it kind of just keeps finding its way in the boat. But this is a 7-foot medium from 3/16 to 5/8 lure, and it's a good rod. I always thought these Veritas rods were a little stiff, and I don't know. I had a couple of them. I got rid of them, but I'm running another Fluger President on here. This is both of them are 6930, so it's the 30 series reel. Now that seems, if you get into most, it's about the size of the 20 series reels from most rods and reels. I mean, for most reel companies. But I'm running the 6930. Check this out. It's a great reel if you're looking to spinning reel. Great reel. And I'm running on it. I have. Let me grab this quick. This is what I'm running. This is Vanish fluorocarbon, but it's transition. So it's kind of like that transoptic where it's red above the water, and then under the water it's clear. So that way, you can kind of see the line moving if a fish just takes it and runs with it and that kind of thing. But that's my setup for if I want to throw a little shaky head or something, or like drop shot. Say I want to try like a split shot rig, any kind of stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much it for all the rods and reels that I have right now. If I get anything else, maybe I'll just talk about them one at a time. If you have any questions, or you have any, you want to know some more in-depth information about any of the rods or reels you've seen in this video, just comment, and like I said, subscribe, check us out. We'll have videos keep coming all year. I bought another mount for the boat, a couple things. I want to try some different angles. I know a couple of our other videos and kind of the head was cut off in the front and stuff like that. But I'm also going to clean the boat up. We'll do kind of like the storage, what we take. I want to show the boat up, get an idea of the layout and stuff. And if you have any questions, just comment, talk to us, let us know what you're feeling, and we thank you and hope to see you next time. All right.